Hey everyone, and welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to be working in our main scene that we've been setting up. I want to get the camera movement kind of more down to what we can expect to see from the scene. So we're going to be animating the camera, and then we can kind of work on more lighting, maybe do some animation in future tutorials. But right now I want to get that camera, get the camera figured out. Okay, so what I've done is I've downloaded off of YouTube the scene that we're animating. I just googled Isengard Unleashed. Now this is a 1080p file. You might want to download a slightly less one if your graphics card isn't quite up to it. 1080p is overkill, but anyways, that's what I've done. So what we're gonna do is same thing that we did for the background image. We're gonna switch to 0 mode. Now I think this is a old image that we had. Yep. Okay, so we already have background images enabled, but we want to switch it from image to movie clip. No, we want to switch it from single image to movie. Yes. Okay, so then we go open image. I just had it on my desktop right here. Open image. Okay, so this scene doesn't actually start right where we want to start it. So, and what happens now is, no, that's not it. Image, movie clip. Why doesn't that play? Do we have to refresh this? I swear I had this working. Oh, maybe we need to. I don't know how many frames there are, but maybe we have to switch that up. Does that work? Okay, yeah. Okay, so sorry about that. We have to change the number of frames. I don't know why I put 9,000, but I thought that would have been set automatically. Ah, here we go. Match movie length. There we go. Sorry about that delay. Okay, so we match the movie length. Now, what happens is, as our scene moves forward, so too does the background image. So we can match our camera up. Now, one thing, I believe that the movie is 29 frames per second. So I'm not quite sure how that might mean we animate slightly more frames. I'm not really sure. But yeah, anyways, yeah, we'll probably have to animate 29 frames per second. But that's okay. That's okay. So, let's see. Okay, so we are not starting at this scene here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to this offset, and if we push it forward, it pushes it through the scene. So we're going to go and hit 1, 2, 7, 7, and this is where we're going to start. Okay? So, that's pretty good. Let's save this. Now let's go to here and link in our balcony scene. So we're going to link, go to our models, balcony, object, link these guys in. So now we have something we can base our camera off of, and then we will also link in our Saruman. Actually, you know what we're going to do is we're actually just going to append our... Wait, no, do we already have him there? Or did we link him in? We're going to append him in just because I want to animate. We're going to animate Saruman in the main scene. I hope that's okay. I hope that's okay. Okay, so let's go to minifigs, Saruman, object. We don't, no, this isn't, sorry. Scenes, not minifigs. Saruman, object, and link them in. We don't want it linked. Okay, so append him in, and there he is. Okay, so on this scene, on this layer, we have our balcony, and let's move the camera down here as well. come to all of them. Just cause. Okay, so we're at frame 0. We want to delete that frame there because that will mess us up. So let's go to the dope sheet and we can see it's right there. Just hit X, delete that keyframe. Okay, so now the camera only has one keyframe. So we're going to redo all the animation. Okay, so switch back to our 3D view. The video is still there. Now we want to set this camera to kind of mirror what we see in that background image there. Let's hit N to get rid of this information panel. Okay, so let's just kind of set it up so that it looks, you know, slightly similar. Don't really know if the model has a hallway. I kind of suspect not by the looks of what I'm seeing here. Is there any weird rotations going on? Not really. So that's good. Zoom in on here, but let's hit Alt-R. Let's reset the rotation. And then we can rotate that around. Hold down Control when you rotate to kind of make it more smooth. Less smooth? I don't know what it is. Okay, so we're just kind of basing it off of what we see in the picture. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but let's just get it as perfect as we can. Now we're clipping. If we go here, we could change that, but you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. That looks good enough. So sure, why not? We can always play around with it. So hit Insert, Location, Rotation. So there's our first one. Now let's jump up a little bit, maybe to here. So we want to kind of zoom in. Now, my apologies. Saruman's going to be walking through this scene. Don't think we have any rigging done on him. So keep that in mind. So what we're actually just going to do is we're not going to really worry about where he's at because he's going to be moving. So we're just going to, this is his destination point though. We might want to move him over. Let's move him over. I do realize that this tutorial is a little all over the place, but you're watching my process and it's all over the place. So I think that's okay. So he's kind of stuck right there. You can't move too much. We could fit him in there a little more. Let's see if we can do that. Does that work? Is he doing anything he shouldn't be? His hand's pretty close there. Get your hand back there. Okay, sure. I don't know where the parts come up there, but let's keep them there for now. Keep them there. Now the camera should kind of zoom past him a little because it's just kind of viewing the field. Now, at this point, we probably want it up higher and tilted down. So we might have to change that other one too. But just kind of etching out the feel of what the camera should be like. I think that looking pretty good. Obviously, we need to know where all our other bricks are going to be at. But just hit I. So it needs to come out even further here. So it can kind of be looking right out there. He's too big. It's not going to really work when it pans that way. That's what I'm worried about. See right here, pans this way. And he's not really... There's just a brick there. So we're going to have to move him again. But we can do that. Camera's got to be further out too. Something like that. Now let's see if we can move. We can't go out further. But you can move more centrally. Oh, he's too big. Too big of a head. The balcony is not big enough. I mean, we can kind of cheat it for this scene. Nobody's gonna see. So for this one, maybe move it over a little. And then it pans back. My computer's starting to scream about the 1080p file size. That's probably overkill. Okay, so then it pans back. Again, I have no idea what all this is going to be looking like, but it's giving us some idea. Okay, so then we switch to a shot of Worm Tongue. So something like this. This, again, we can edit later. It's not too big of a deal. In fact, I'm not going to do any animation on the camera while it's looking at him. So I'm just going to ignore this animation right here. We'll add it in later. So we go right until it's not looking at him anymore. Just right here, insert. And then we switch back to looking at Saruman. So something like that. Now we're going to have to move Saruman back for this scene. But that's when we animate him, which we are not at yet. So we're just kind of blocking out where the camera should be. Should be zooming in on him right now. Lots of talking. Right here. So it zooms in a little bit. There we go. Then back to this. Maybe angle it down just a little bit more too. Pull it back. So something like that. And again, we can kind of cheat while we do things as to what's visible, what's not. But for now, this is good. So let's see. Camera's doing some movement. Some weird movement. Right to here. So it kind of angles this way a bit and moves like so. Okay, so back on to Saruman. How extreme do we want to go? All right, something like that. Insert. Zooms in on him a little more. Right to there. Do a bit of a zoom. Good enough. We can fix it later. Then it switches. So this is where we kind of go back to the should be dead on the tower, I think. Just something like that. Something like that. Insert, and then we get to zoom out. Now the camera might be doing some weird motion with these keyframes, so we're gonna have to make sure it's smooth and linear. And it comes out here. Like so. And then keeps coming. Kind of like so. Right here. And that's all we're going to worry about right now. So just pull it back way more. Lots and lots of orcs. That's too much. That's better. Something like that. Should be tons of orcs. Point it down more if we can. I don't know, we'll have to see how the spheres line up and all that kind of stuff, but there we go. So I think, let's not show that background image right now. And let's just see what it kind of looks like. So a little jerky there. Let's we hit control and hit this, control and hit this, what do we get? Slow render. We don't want to slow render. Oh well. Yeah, we're gonna want to switch that up because it's weird. But what we can maybe do is let's go to that dope editor. It's pretty dope, and let's just delete that, delete this, and see. I think we might want that to be a bit faster, but we'll see. For now, it's good enough. Okay, so we kind of have our camera doing the appropriate animations. So now we need to animate Saruman, and we need to get our rendering figured out. But, you know, we're starting to see progress, I think. We're starting to near the end of the project. So, yeah, it should be good. Thanks for watching, guys, and look out for the next one. saved.